Hi. So this is the same recording for the secondary 1, 2, and 3, as well as for the grade 6. But we're not exactly at the same spot because today I went ahead with secondary 1, 2, 3, and grade 6 is not quite as far. So this tape is for chapter 42. Please notice chapter 42. And hopefully tomorrow when we have our session, I will catch up with the grade 6, so we'll all be in the same place. Chapter 42, what happens is that Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, the 7 fat cows, 7 skinny cows, 7 fat sheaves of wheat, and 7 skinny ones, and they eat up the skinny ones, eat the fat ones, and they're not getting any weight. Good. Now, the famine in Egypt is very great, and everybody is coming to Joseph. Everybody is coming to Egypt to meet Joseph to try to get food. And of course, they will all bow down to him. And of course, what does that mean? The dreams that Joseph told his father and his brothers, that their bundles bow down to him in a circle, and the sun and the moon and the stars bow down to him, all come true. Okay, verse 1. So Jacob sees that there is food in Egypt, and he tells his brothers, what are we doing? Why are we looking at each other and not doing anything about it? And he said, I heard that there is food in Egypt, there's corn in Egypt, and go down to Egypt and get some food so we will survive. V'nichyeh v'lo lamut. We will live and not die. And 10 of Joseph's brother went down to get food from Egypt. Who didn't go? Binyamin, the brother of Joseph, the youngest, the baby in the family. Jacob didn't send them because, remember, that Binyamin and Joseph are the sons of Rachel, and he says Rachel is gone, Joseph is gone, and now if Benjamin is gone, woe is on to me. Okay, so they come to Egypt. There was great hunger, famine in the land of Canaan, the land of Canaan. And Yosef was the ruler in Egypt, and he is the one that sold food to everybody that needed food that came to buy. And his brothers arrive, and they bow down to him. Ding dong, they bow down to him. And Yosef recognizes his brothers, but he doesn't disclose who he is. And of course, he was a young boy, he was a teenager, and now he's at least 30 years old. So he is being very tough on them, kashut. And he said to them, where do you come from? And they said, we came from the land of Canaan. And Yosef, who recognized them, and they didn't recognize him, and he remembers the dreams. He remembers the dreams, and he realizes that all his dreams are coming true. And now he accuses them, and he almost like plays with them. He teases them. He says, you're spies. You didn't come here. And you came here to find the soft spots, the naked spots, the soft spots of the land. And that's how you intend to attack Egypt. And they said, no, 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 we came here to buy food. We're all the sons of one man. We are honest. We are not spies. We did not come to see the weak points of the country. We are 12 brothers. We're all the sons of one man. And the youngest one is with dad, and one is missing. Who is the one missing? The guy who they're speaking to, Joseph. And Joseph says to them, you see, I told you that you're spies. Now let's test you. Let's test you. Are you going to go get me your youngest brother? And he really pressures them, and he sends them back to Canaan to bring the youngest brother, who is Binyamin. Now Joseph wants to see, because this is the only brother that he has. So he wants to see his youngest brother. And so he says, all of you can stay here. One of you, right? Send one of you to get me your youngest brother, and the rest of them, you'll stay here in jail by me, and we're going to test. And he says, woe is to you. If you are spies, may God help you. Okay, and he took them into jail for 3 days. He put them all together into the jail cell. And on the third day, Joseph says like this, okay, I fear God. I don't feel comfortable with what took place. So if you tell me the truth, verse 19, if you tell me the truth, then one of you will stay with me, and everybody else go down everybody else go bring food back home, and your youngest brother you'll bring to me. So now instead of keeping all of them as prisoners and one will go, it's the opposite. One will stay as a prisoner and the rest of them will go. And they said, now they feel guilty. And he said, oh my God. They say one to the other, we're guilty about our brother, meaning Joseph. We saw how we tormented him and how he begged us and we didn't listen to him. And therefore God pays us back with this problem. Therefore this distress came upon us. And Reuben said to them, didn't I tell you, don't harm the boy? And you didn't listen to me. And now his blood is being demanded from us. Okay, in other words, Reuben thinks that he actually died. And they didn't know that Joseph was hearing and understanding because there was an interpreter, Melitz, there was an interpreter amongst them. So everybody thought that Joseph doesn't understand Hebrew because he was using the interpreter. And of course, Joseph understood everything. He was just pretending. Okay, and Joseph can't handle it. And he turns around, he goes out of the room, and he's crying. Okay, and he comes back, and he takes Shimon, and he puts him into jail in front of them. And Yosef commands that all their food, that their bags, that their vessels, their containers are filled with corn, and to put their money back in their bag, and to give them also food for the road. And that's what everybody does. And they take the food on their donkeys. So if anybody asks you what animals were they using, they're using donkeys. And they go, and one of the guys opens his sack to give food to his donkey in the resting place, in the lodge, and he sees his money, and he says, oh no, if we haven't had enough trouble, we're really up the creek now, because I found all my money. So now he's accusing us of being spies, and now he's sending us home, and one of our brothers is sitting in jail, and he wants Benjamin back, and now all our money is back. What's he going to say to us when we come back? And they're all mortified, they're all scared, and they all right away realize that this comes from God. What has God done to us? And they go to Yaakov, to Canaan, and they told him everything that happened with Yosef and everything that he told them, and that he was very harsh with them and accused them of being spies, meraglim. And they said, no, we're honest, we're not spies, we're 12 brothers, and one of us is with our dad, the youngest one, and the older one is gone. And he said, I'll trust you that you're telling me the truth if you leave one of you here, and you'll take food home, and you bring me the youngest brothers. And that's when I'll know that you're telling me the truth. And as they emptied their bags, they realized that their money is there, and they all get panicked. They're all afraid. They're all afraid. And Yaakov says, look what you guys are doing to me. You left me without Joseph. So I am a father who lost a child. Yosef is gone. Shimon is gone. And now if you take Benjamin, oh my God, look what everything that's happened to me. And Reuben says to his father, you will send him, and I promise you, if anything happens to him, you could kill my 2 sons if I don't return Benjamin to you. And of course, it's a silly thing because what's he going to do? He's going to kill his grandsons. So he says, Benjamin is not going with you. His brother is dead. He is alone. And if something happens to him, you will bring me with sorrow to the grave. Chapter 43. I have about 4 or 5 minutes left in the tape. Let's see how far I get. Okay. The famine is very great. And father says to them, you got to go get food. And Judah said, look, he told us, don't you dare come back to me without your brother. The man told us not to go. And if you don't send a brother with us, if you send him with us, we will go. And the implication is that if you don't send the brother, we will not go to Egypt. I can't face the guy without the brother. He's going to accuse us. Okay, and he said, don't you look into my face without your brother. And Jacob says, you make my life miserable. Why did you tell him that you had a brother? Why did you volunteer information? And they said, well, he interrogated us, and he asked all about our family, and he asked about father, and he asked if my father is alive. And they said, bring your brother. And Yehuda turns to Jacob, to Israel, and he said, send the brother with me, and let's get going, because we will live and not die. Us, our children, everybody will die. And he says, I promise you, Dad, I will guarantee his return. You'll take him from my hand, and you will get him back from my hand. And if I don't bring him back, then I will sin before you forever. And if we wouldn't have been delayed for so long, have not lingered for so long, we already could have come back twice. And Israel says to them, Yaakov says to them, do the following. Take with you the best, take the choice fruits of the land in your vessels, and carry to the man a present, a little balm, a little honey, spice, and landanim, I don't know what that is, nuts and almonds. And you'll take with you the money, double the money. You'll take the money that he sent back, and you will take with you fresh money. Take everything with you. And the money also that you got to return to him. Maybe it's by mistake. And take your brother and go and come back to me. And God of Abraham, El Shaddai, may God give mercy to you. The man should have mercy on you. And he was going to send you with your brother. And me, as I am bereaved, I am very scared. I'm going to lose another child. Okay, and remember whose child? It's Rachel's child. Okay, and Vayar Yosef itam et Binyamin. Joseph sends Yosef. When Joseph saw Binyamin, he told them to take them into the house and make a feast, and they're going to eat with me tonight. And the man said to Joseph, bring them to the house of Joseph, and they'll see. They came to the house of Joseph. They all were panicked because the money, and now they're in Joseph's private home, like they think that somebody is going to attack them and kill them all. And they go to the man, and the guard of Joseph's house, Petach Habayit, the opening of the house, and we came to get food, and we came and we saw that our money was there, and we brought the money back because we don't want to be accused of anything. And we brought other money with us to get our food. And the guard says to them, calm down, cool it. Everything is good. Don't be worried. God is protecting you. The money was supposed to be there. And he took out Shimon and gave it to them. And I'm going to stop here, and we'll continue immediately with another tape. So I'm on verse 25.